The Chosin Reservoir was where the Marines first saw action against the North Koreans and the Chinese.
When we went to Korea, we had a World War II mentality.
The fighting in Korea was different than any other war period.
The terrain over there was so much different than the island fighting in the Pacific.
We'll all be home by Christmas. Well, when we started going up there, that was the end of the be home by Christmas deal.
It was right at the end of November that the Chinese came out in force.
The Chinese were in the number of 200,000 and we were 12,000. They always came in with bugles blowing, whistles blowing, and shouting.
They scare the hell out of you.
But when the Chinese finally hit us, we took a terrible amount of casualties.
I knew I was going to have wounded, and I knew that the wounded would not live long in the cold.
And I swore to God, if I ever got out of that place alive, I was never going to get that cold again. Oh, it was miserable cold.
They told us it was 35 below zero, 40-mile-an-hour wind, and it was snowing.
In order to keep from freezing to death, you literally had to keep moving. You didn't stop, you just had to keep moving.
I still have to sleep every night with socks on it because of my feet were frostbitten in Korea.
They ended up losing their feet, their hands. Several Marines froze to death up there.
The corpsmen were holding the morphine syringes in their mouths in order to be able to have some morphine that they could use.
You see some of your friends and buddies get shot and die. And by the Lord, it could be you.
Everyone that left that hill was either on a stretcher or carrying a stretcher.
All of those people didn't go up there with the idea of being killed. They went up there with the idea of coming back and going home.
There's a lot of good men perish that nobody ever knows about.
I have a very strong feeling that the reason I am here is because there's a lot of people that aren't.
War is a funny thing, but it has to be done.
When I go to the football games or anything and hear the national anthem, all my tears come to my eyes because that's what we fought for.
When they talked about seeing the flag being raised and seeing these guys choke, and I still choke. It's a great thing.
There is always a price for freedom, and that price is there. It's going to have to be paid by somebody.
For every obligation, there's a responsibility.
You make a commitment, you keep that commitment. And sometimes that commitment costs you your life.
The red is the blood that we fought for.